Did you know? Some worker ants don't work. In many ant colonies, scientists have found that about 20 to 40% of worker ants do almost nothing most of the time. They just chill while their buddies are busy foraging, babysitting, defending the nest. But before you label them as lazy, here's the cool part. These so-called inactive ants are actually backup workers. If the active ants get tired or injured, the reserves jump in to help out. Some even act as living storage tanks, holding food for emergencies. So, next time you spot a still ant, remember, they're not slackers. They're the colony's secret survival squad.
Did you know? Many mummies can still have recognizable fingerprints. When a body dries out instead of rotting, whether baked by the desert sun frozen in icy cold, or preserved through careful embalming, the skin can stay intact enough to keep tiny ridge patterns. Fingerprints. Archaeologists and forensic teams have even lifted fingerprints from ancient Egyptian mummies, as well as naturally mummified bodies found in deserts, bogs, and ice. In some impressive cases, even sweat pores along the ridges were visible under magnification. But not every mummy keeps its prints. Humidity can wash them away, temperature shifts affect preservation, microbes slowly break down tissue, and the embalming method makes a big difference.
Did you know? Potatoes are native to South America, not Ireland. Long before Ireland ever met a fry, wild potatoes were domesticated high in the Andes and pre-Inca peoples, about 7,000 to 10,000 years ago. The Andes alone hold over 4,000 native varieties, colors, shapes, and flavors, enough to confuse any grocery aisle. Spanish explorers brought potatoes to Europe in the late 1500s. By the early 1600s they reached Ireland, where cool, wet fields made them thrive. By the 1800s, much of Ireland relied on potatoes, so when blight hit in the 1840s, disaster followed. Today, the potato is the world's fourth most important crop. Rice, wheat, corn, and the humble Andean tuber.
Did you know? Spider silk is stronger than steel. By weight, spider silk outmuscles steel, about 5 times stronger than a steel wire of the same diameter. It's almost as strong as Kevlar, but way lighter and wildly stretchy. A single strand can stretch up to 5 times its length before snapping, which makes it not only strong but incredibly tough, meaning it soaks up energy instead of just breaking. Scientists are obsessed. They want spider silk tech for medicine. Super strong stitches, artificial ligaments, for armor, parachute cords, even ultralight cables. Problem: you can't farm spiders like silkworms. They're territorial and cannibalistic. So researchers trick microbes, plants, or even goats into making silk proteins instead. Fun head turner, hypothetically, a web the thickness of a pencil could stop a passenger plane. Pretty wild, but purely theoretical.
Did you know? Male squirrels get smarter in the fall. That's when gray squirrels go on a mission, gathering thousands of nuts to survive the winter. They hide them everywhere, scattering little treasure caches beneath the trees. And here's the wild part. They've got to remember each hiding spot, sometimes for months. So, what's their secret? Their brains actually change. The hippocampus grows bigger in fall, the part that powers memory and navigation. This seasonal boost helps them find every snack they stashed. It gets cooler. The boost is stronger in males. They roam wider and need more mental bookmarks, but don't crown them geniuses just yet. When the nut hunt ends, the brain size resets.
Did you know? Scorpion venom is among the most expensive liquids on the market. Here's why. Scorpion venom can cost up to $39 million a gallon, though it's sold by the milligram, not the barrel. Why so expensive? Because collecting it is painstaking. Technicians gently stimulate each scorpion to release microscopic drops. 1 gram can run thousands of dollars, and it takes millions of scorpions to fill a vial. Then the venom must be purified and stored under strict conditions. But it's not just exotic bling. Scientists hunt its compounds for powerful painkillers that could beat morphine without the addiction, cancer-targeting molecules, and new antibiotics. Over 2,000 scorpion species exist. Only about 25 are dangerous to us, yet many produce medically valuable venom.
Did you know? Around 80% of orange cats are male. The reason? Genetics. The orange color gene, called O, lives on the X chromosome. Male cats are XY, with just one X. So if that single X carries O, boom, he's orange. Female cats are XX, with 2 X chromosomes. They need O on both X's to be fully orange. With only one O, you get a mix, tortoiseshell or calico. That patchwork look happens when different X's express different colors. This result in orange fur shows up far more in males. Fun twist: calico and tortoiseshell cats are almost always female, because patchwork fashion requires two X's with different color genes.
Did you know? Coffee helped Brazil go to the Olympics. In 1932, Brazil wanted to send athletes to the Los Angeles Olympics, but the Great Depression had other plans. Cash was gone, but coffee, Brazil's main export, was plenty. They loaded a ship with coffee beans and sent athletes across the Atlantic with a simple mission: sell the beans en route to fund the trip. Sounds smart, right? Except the global coffee market had crashed and sales fell flat. Some athletes spent more time hawking beans instead of training, and a few couldn't even compete. They had to work the route. Still, against the odds, coffee literally helped Brazil make the journey. Messy, imperfect, and somehow unforgettable.
Did you know? Fish can't just swap waters. Saltwater fish die in freshwater, and freshwater fish die in salt. Why? Well, saltwater fish live in an ocean that's saltier than their own bodies. To survive, they're basically water-sipping, salt-spitting machines. But toss them into fresh water, and water rushes into their cells way too fast. They can't handle the flood, and well, game over. Flip it around. Freshwater fish in salty seas lose water so quickly they shrivel up like a raisin. But, plot twist! Some fish are true pros, like salmon and eels. They vacation in both fresh and salty waters thanks to special body tricks. Even bull sharks love a river road trip. So yeah, fish aren't picky. They're just finely tuned for their watery world. Did you know? Jellyfish can evaporate if left out in the sun. Jellyfish are about 95 to 98% water. That means if you find one stranded on the sand, it's basically a squishy water balloon with a hint of protein salt and a few other bits holding it together. In the sun, in dry air, all that water zips away fast. The jelly shrinks, dehydrates, and sometimes disappears so completely, you'd swear it just evaporated. But really, what's left? Usually, just a tiny rubbery scrap or a thin, barely there film that you might miss entirely. So next time you see a jellyfish on the beach, remember, they're nature's disappearing act. Did you know? It's nearly impossible to overcook mushrooms. Here's the secret. Mushrooms are about 90% water. When you cook them, they slowly release moisture instead of drying out fast. Plus, their cell walls are made of chitin, the same stuff in insect shells. They keep their shape way better than veggies than meat. And get this. Mushrooms cranks up their savory umami flavor instead of ruining it. That means you can saute them for 10 minutes or an hour. They'll just get richer and tastier. The only way to mess them up? Crank the heat and walk away. Then, you might dry them out. Chefs even joke, mushrooms cook themselves. So next time you're cooking, relax. Mushrooms have got your back. Did you know? Animals can get seasick just like us. Yep, even your dog might feel queasy on a boat. It's all about mixed signals. Your eyes see calm, but your ears feel the waves. That's when the brain says, whoa, what's happening? Dogs, cats, horses, even monkeys and fish can all get motion sick. But some animals adapt quickly or are naturally resistant. Seabirds and dolphins, they're total pros, built for the waves. Next time you're on a boat, remember, your furry friend might need a ginger treat. Did you know, rice helps hold the Great Wall of China together? Yes, really. Sticky rice mixed right into the mortar. Ming Dynasty builders, 5 to 6 centuries ago, perfected the recipe. They blended slaked lime with sticky rice soup. The starch in rice, amylopectin, acted like natural glue. This resulted in stronger joints, more water-resistant, and fewer cracks. Those bonds were so snug, weeds can barely find a home. Centuries later, many sections still stand firm. Rain? No problem. The mix shrugs off moisture. Modern tests put this ancient mortar through trials. It outperformed some modern cement in durability, even better resistance to quakes than plain lime mixes, and it held up against flooding too. Not just the wall, bridges used it. Tombs, preserved with those sticky seams, city walls across China bonded for the ages. So yes, sticky rice was the secret ingredient of an icon. Did you know? Some bats sing love songs. Sacopteryx bilineata from Central and South America, a certain Mexican free-tailed bats. Their calls aren't random noise, they're structured songs, with rhythm, repeated phrases, and what scientists call verses. Males sing to impress females and to warn rival males to back off. Young males practice too. Juvenile bats babble, mimicking adults until they nail their tune. Most of these songs live in the ultrasonic range, so we can't hear them without help. But slow them down and they sound surprisingly musical. So next time you think bats are just creepy critters, remember, some are full-time musicians. Like and subscribe for more fun facts.